Hi, and welcome back to another episode of TechTalks at UNC Blue Sky Innovations. I'm Ellen, I'm a marketing and PR coordinator here at the lab, and I'm here with our director and chief innovation officer, Stephen King. Hi, nice to have you.
Great to be here.
So today we're going to be talking about artificial general intelligence, and why don't we just start by going over what is this concept exactly? How does it differ from other forms of AI that we see today?
Well, AGI is essentially broad artificial intelligence. It's the ability to make decisions and to also problem solve and to go far beyond what we have today. So today we think of AI as narrow focused AI. We build task-oriented artificial intelligence. It's designed to do a specific piece. But this kind of AGI world is where robots can do all the tasks in all the different domains, and it can think on its own and problem solve for itself, taking out the human element of it.
Right. So how far would you say we actually are from reaching this concept of AGI? I mean, in terms of the research and the technology that we have today, are there any barriers that we need to overcome to get there?
Well, I think it depends on how you define it. And so if we think about what is AGI from a computer science perspective, we're probably closer than we may want to think about. If we think about it from how humans perceive it and how maybe my health scientists and psychologists would define this term, then I think we're a lot farther away. Because essentially we can give the perception of this general AI that it can learn and do other things, but it may not actually be doing it. It's just programmed in a way that we do. So generative AI seems to be doing that, but ultimately it's still machine learning. Right? As we move down the road, I think we're probably 10 to 20 years away from anything like this. But the ability for a computer to problem solve on its own and just not work through 10,000 permutations, that is a really interesting concept, and I don't think we're there yet. It's going to be a major leap to jump there.
So when we do get to this point, what are some business applications that we could use AGI for? Why do we want to have, why is this a concept that we're working towards?
Well, I think we have to consider that this could be every single human job could be taken by that. Now, I know that's a little bit fearful to think about, but essentially what are we good at right now? It's problem solving and it's strategizing and coming up with new ways to solve a problem. That's what humans are great at in the jobs that we have that we supplement with current AI. If we get to this point where we have general AI that can do this, it will create new businesses and new strategies and new opportunities. It will solve problems in new ways that we never thought about. And so essentially there's a lot of business applications that might be from the finance side of being able to kind of create new financial strategies, might even be able to create fraud. Right? There's a lot of things in the financial aspects of it. But then there's also on the arts and the creatives, and there's a lot of different places that we'll see general AI kind of leading the way at that point, and then humans just kind of following along.
So AGI, it sounds like, has these really broad capabilities, which lead to a lot of different questions, including probably some ethical concerns. What are some of those that you think we need to look out for?
Well, as we think about this, a lot of this is really the science fiction of AI that we think about and some of the more fearful scenarios. And I think that's something to consider. The biggest one that's actually the most realistic thing that we would see change is jobs. Is that the jobs that humans have today would easily be replaced by this type of AI that can think on its own. And so essentially that's going to have significant impacts on our economy, and what does that mean? So the ethical concern for me, I think, is really like, what do we do if we displace all these people in their jobs? So that's a significant one. And then also all of the fraud, privacy concerns, and things that we have with any technology are also here inherent in AGI.
So considering all of these ethical issues, how would we make sure that AGI is moving in the correct direction for the betterment of humanity so that we don't widen some of these existing disparities?
I think we have to think about this the same way we do with any technology. We need to think about it in multiple facets. So one is policy. Do our policymakers know and understand the technology, not just the fearful science fiction view of it, but what is the realistic view of it, and helping them to be educated so they can make good, strong policies. Then we also have to make sure that our company leaders, there's these corporate leaders, know and understand the implications so that they're making good decisions that both help their business as well as help society. And then thirdly, we have the stakeholder of the actual person who, all of us in society. And so we as consumers can vote and inform with what we pay or how we use our money. And so ultimately, I think all of these things will hopefully balance this type of AI. But for me to be able to say today what we need to be talking about and thinking about 10 years from now is really difficult to do. We're going to have to evolve and change that and make sure everyone's educated around what the technology can and can't do so that we can make strong policy, both corporate policy as well as society laws and governance.
Well, it's a really interesting discussion, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Thank you so much for being here today with me and talking about this.
Thank you very much.
And be sure to follow our social medias and keep an eye out for the next Tech Talk episodes.